Did you know that there are rare diseases that make bones break more than a dozen times a week, and others that lead to a complete loss of body parts? Well, these 10 unusual people with rare diseases know what it's like firsthand to live with a condition that affects only very few people in the world. Despite this, they have shown a rugged determination to live life as happily as possible. Before we dive into this list, make sure to leave a like on this video. Also, if you'd like to join this month's Star 5 giveaway of a brand new iPhone 15, then all you have to do is subscribe to our channel and watch this video until the end to find and comment the hidden message. Good luck! Number 10. Mitchell Herndon. Mitchell Herndon was like any other young boy, athletic and running all over the place. However, his life changed forever when he turned 12 and he started experiencing strange symptoms. Mitchell's disease is so rare that the doctors don't even have a name for it. He can't feel hot or cold below the waist, and also can't feel any pain or pressure. Unfortunately, this disease has also affected his mobility, and he often suffers from vision and hearing loss. After years of taking all kinds of pills to address his muscle spasms and other symptoms, he joined an undiagnosed disease network and finally beginning to find answers. Through this network, he's found a 14-year-old girl in South Korea, the only other diagnosed person in the world. This led to his diagnosis in March of 2018 as the doctors identified changes in his ACOX-1 gene that led to nerve damage. Sadly, the disease spread to Mitchell's brain, and he was taken off life support in October of 2019. Number 9. JT Borovka. At first glance, JT seems like any other kid. He loves to ride around in his little toy car and cuddle with his mom. However, his pediatrician noticed that he looked too pale compared to other kids his age. They did some blood tests, and he was diagnosed with triosphosphate isomerase, or TPI. This is an extremely rare genetic disorder that there are only about 40 cases in the world. What makes it so rare is that you need 2 people with the mutated gene to make a baby with TPI. This means that JT's parents have the gene. This condition causes anemia alongside walking and breathing difficulties. Even scarier is the fact that most children with this condition rarely survive past childhood, but his parents hope to find a treatment that will slow the disease and eventually a cure. Number 8. Deja and Antoine. Deja and Antoine are an example of pure love from 2 people who genuinely chose each other despite their health issues. Both were born with a condition known as osteogenesis imperfecta, which causes their bones to be so brittle that they break easily. Of course, this means that they have to move around with extra care, but they still can't be careful enough. This disease has stunted their growth, and that means being in a wheelchair all day. They were linked up through Deja's sister, who met Antoine on the train. Eventually, Deja and Antoine spent a lot of time chatting and met in person after 7 years of chatting online. Antoine immediately asked Deja to be his girlfriend, and they've been together ever since. Between the couple, they've broken their bones a combined total of more than 600 times. Sometimes all it takes to have fractured ribs is a sneeze. Number 7. Ivy. Have you ever met someone that was allergic to water? There's a high chance your answer would be no, as there are less than 100 people in America with this condition. It's a real thing where the body reacts to any contact with water, and Ivy was born with this rare disease. Within a few seconds of being in water, Ivy breaks out with red blisters and rashes all over her body. It's so severe that her parents have to limit outdoor playtime. She can't touch water in any form and bathe her with wet wipes. These mysterious red hives first appeared at 8 months old, and a specialist in Minnesota diagnosed her with aquagenic urticaria. There's no cure for this disease, so there's a lot of uncertainty of what the future holds for little Ivy. At number 6, Gail and Tim. Gail was born with neurofibromatosis, a genetic disease that results in huge bumps all over the body, accompanied by a lot of pain. This condition is common in her family as her mother has it, and she has it alongside her two other siblings. Tim, on the other hand, has a genetic mutation of this disease, so it wasn't passed down from his parents. Sadly, there's no cure for this disease, and it can only be managed through surgical treatment. It is so rare that it affects only 1 in every 3,000 people. Tim started to notice the bumps in grade 2, while Gail started in high school with a bump on the chin. They met in 2010 and eventually married in 2014, choosing to share their love for each other and live as a couple that understood their special condition. At number 5, Nova. 2-year-old Nova loves to dance, take pictures, and generally just to be around people. However, due to her physical appearance, the reaction's not always the same or pleasant. Nova was born with a craniofacial difference, but her condition remains undiagnosed due to how rare it is. Her disease affects her hearing, breathing, eating, and speech, so she had to get a tracheostomy and a G-tube to help with feeding. Nova's severely reduced hearing is the result of her jaw crushing her airway. That means being fed by a pump. When she was born, it took 101 days before she could even go home with her parents. So far, Nova has gone through numerous surgical procedures and communicates via sign language. Still, the love of her family seems more than enough to push her through. Number 4, Zion. 22-year-old Zion was born with caudal regression syndrome. Only 1 out of 100,000 children are born with it, and it causes them to have different abnormalities at birth. For Zion, he was born without any legs and has had to adjust to life without a lower body. As a little boy, he was lucky to be adopted into a family that has shown him nothing but love all his life. Encouraged to take up a challenge, Zion decided to try his hands at wrestling in the 2nd grade. As someone without any lower body strength, it took a while to adjust his wrestling style to this. It also took a lot of determination, as he trains twice a day and 6 days a week. Zion hopes to be one of the best freestyle wrestlers in the world. Number 3, Levi. Levi is one of only 30 cases of Jansen's metaphysiochondrodysplasia in the world. At 11 years old, he's just 41 inches tall, as this condition is a rare form of dwarfism. However, it also means that his body is so fragile that he can risk his back and neck breaking if he ever got into contact sports. Levi's condition also includes scoliosis, which is a curvature of the back which would likely need surgery within a few years. Unfortunately, it's incurable, and he's the only one of 5 genetically confirmed cases in America. This means numerous visits to the hospital for checkups, and sometimes stares from people due to his different appearance. At number 2, Wade and BJ Glaze. Wade was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at 11 months and scoliosis at 12 years, while BJ Glaze was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at birth. This is a group of disorders that affects the ability to move and maintain balance, usually caused by abnormal brain development or damage. However, what's truly remarkable about this story is that the condition affects how they control muscles but didn't stop them from being active bodybuilders. They've been together ever since they met at Houston Community College in 1983. Wade is a bodybuilder and trains 3 days a week. He's been actively in the gym for 4 years while his wife has been at it for 3. It's remarkable that they didn't allow their disease to stop this dream, as Wade can carry a whopping 120 pounds weight. And at number 1, Michelle Elizabeth. Hallermann-Streiff syndrome often comes with 28 characteristics, and Michelle Elizabeth was born with 26 of them. At 20 years old, she looks like a toddler due to this condition, and that has made the difference obvious. At the time of her birth, there were only 250 known cases, while it occurs once in every 5 generations. Some of her features include craniofacial disorder, a very small airway, dwarfism, chronic pulmonary lung disease, and fragile bones. Despite this disease, Michelle is obviously a young lady that's happy about life generally and wants to live it as much as she can. Her dream job is to be a pediatric doctor alongside a job as an actress. And that wraps up today's video. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from Star 5. Thanks for watching.